Are harmonic patterns the holy grail of all trading strategies? Today we're going to be looking at harmonic patterns, so let's get straight to it. Hey trader devs, I hope you're all going extremely well. My name's David and welcome to my channel where I go through trading strategies that I find on YouTube and on the web, and then I use code to debunk the bad ones and find the good ones. So harmonic patterns are the patterns that you see often on pro traders' screens. It looks very much like head and shoulder patterns, but they were discovered by H.M. Gartley, who named one of the patterns after himself in 1932. They were further researched and developed by Larry Pesavento, I hope that I have said his name correctly, and a full book about the patterns and Fibonacci ratios was written by himself. So as an algo trader, pattern trader myself, I personally wanted to take my patterns a little bit further and increase the profitability, so I thought I'll go through harmonic trading strategies. Now this goes hand in hand with a couple of articles that were posted inside of my Discord. Loads of members were very interested in a couple of patterns that look very much like harmonic patterns, so I'm going to be coding all of those over the next couple of weeks and back testing them to find out which ones are the most profitable. I've looked at other indicators made by other members of TradingView, and they do really seem extremely profitable with really high win rates of 70 to 80%, aiming for a risk to reward of over 1. So they look pretty good. Now I know that there's going to be trials and tribulations of going through all of the patterns and trying to code them, getting the zigzags correct and the pivot points correct, but I'm going to take the time to do them one by one, and I will explain each and every one of those patterns to you as I code them. So I guess the best thing is to get over to my computer. I'll have a look at some of these patterns with you, and then I will code them in the background, and I will give you the results of the backtesting for each and every one over the next couple of weeks. Okay, let's get over to my computer. Okay, as you can see, here we are on my screen. I have a couple of patterns that I'm going to be drawing today, that I'm going to be coding today so that we can actually backtest them. That's going to be the cipher and the ABCD. I'm going to start with this one today. The reason being, as you can see, the ABCD is the XABC pattern here, which means that I'll be able to code the other ones much more efficiently and easily. The actual harmonic patterns are a huge amount of patterns. These ones here, as you can see, the A to the C, if I pull this out slightly, the A to the C here is always higher, so that's going to be something that I'm going to have to try and work out how to code afterwards. But on these ones here, the actual A and C, the C actually breaks above the A line, which makes it a little bit more easy for me to code. So that's going to be the first ones that I'm going to be coding. Going to start off with the easy ones, make my life a little bit easy first, and then I'll go into the complicated ones afterwards. So yeah, like I said, that these have great predictions on most websites, and most people that trade them have had a lot of success with them, but they seem to be particularly hard to actually spot as manual traders. TradingView does have a couple of tools here. If we go over to here, you can see that they have the XABCD pattern, which will give us the coordinates for this one here, and we have the cipher pattern and also the ABCD pattern here. So if you pull out the ABCD pattern, you'll be able to pull out and draw yourself a nice ABCD here, which I will make a little bit thicker so that you can see on your screens. I hope that you can see that now. Yeah, you probably can see that quite well. Let me pull these out slightly so that we're a little bit bigger so that we can see them nicely. There we go. Right, okay. So with these tools here, you'll be able to see that the Fibonacci pools are here, which is interesting to us. I'm going to remove these off of my screen. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be creating pivot lines so that we can work out where the price action happens. So when a price comes up and creates a new higher high up here, we're creating our B. So price comes up and creates a B. We then take a retracement to create a C. Now that C will be at a 0.618 to 0.786, as you can see in the picture just here. So that would be our this line here. And then what we're looking for is our D to come up and hit a between a 1.27 and a 1.68. So if we pulled our Fibonacci levels just like this here and retrace between B and C, in our code we'll be able to draw a box that would be between the 1.618, which is here, and the 1.272. Now if price comes up and tests this box, we'll be able to get in nice and early, a good entry for us to be able to set our stop loss at the top here and then look for a reverse. Then what we do is we take the full pattern and we look to look for a reversal back to the 1. So we're going to be coming back here and looking to take profit at the 618 here. Some people take profit also at the 382 just here, just like that. And some people take profit at the 1 right down the bottom here. So I'm going to be back testing all of those to see which one is the most profitable. It could be that it's the 786, which was also a which would seem to be something that a lot of people were trading as well. So yeah, so that's the idea behind that. Okay, so let's have a look at a potential entry here. I'm going to pull this over here so that we can see the Fibonacci levels, and I'm going to zoom in on this area here. Okay, so as you can see, we're looking for a reversal up here. Now obviously price action wouldn't be on the chart here like this, but I've cherry picked just so we can see. So we're going to point the low of a new low here, and then we're going to put an A to a B, and then we're going to come down and put our C on this retracement. That creates a kind of a triangle pattern that we can see that our Fibonacci here is between the 0.618 and the 0.786. Obviously, we're going to be trying to predict the top so we can get the absolute best entry. So at that point, we would have been able to put pull a Fibonacci level like this from A to C, and we would be able to put a box on our chart between the 1.618, which was here, and the 1.272. So if I put a chart box just there, just like that, and then remove the Fibonacci, our entry point would have been the itsy bitsy top of this reversal. As you can see, it just hit that absolutely perfectly before reversing in the other direction over there. Now if I pull this onto where it should be, so our entry. Now, obviously, I don't expect you to get the itsy bitsy top of this. You'll probably get the next candle. So I'm going to put our stop loss at the very top of our Fibonacci box up here. And we're going to be aiming for the 618 of the full pattern here. So it's going to be from, oops, my mistake, the Fibonacci level of the 618 of the full pattern. So we're going from here to here. We're looking to aim for 618 or the 786 just here, which would have given us a almost 3-to-1 risk to reward. If we would have done a trailing stop, we would have continued all the way down to the 1 and much further, as you can see here. Now that would have given us almost a 3.83. The stop loss is extremely small, and as always I try to move my stop loss as quickly as possible to the most recent high, reducing my risk as much as possible, which would have given us an even better entry. Obviously that can't be taken into account, but as you can see, that gives us the risk to rewards are absolutely amazing on these trades. So that is the first pattern. That would have been a short. Obviously the long would be the other way around. So I'm going to go away and try and coding this so that we can take these, obviously back test them most importantly, and then potentially activate and connect them to bots so that they could trade by themselves in the background, and then hopefully increase the tool set to all of the patterns that are considered harmonic patterns. Okay, I'm going to go away and code this. I look forward to seeing you on the flip side. Let's go.
Come on, David, and once again he's going to code a new strategy. He'll be back in just 5 minutes. Come on, David, show us what you got.
Right, here we are back at my screen. I have to give a warning. Cover your eyes up. This might hurt with the amount of colors that there are. Okay, here's the indicator. It looks a complete mess, I do know, but I will tidy it up before releasing it to everybody. Just a bit excited by the results because this is only a pattern recognized with absolutely zero confluence, no EMAs, even though the EMAs are actually shown. They're not in the background. There is no divergences. There's nothing, just patterns. So I was pretty happy with the results that I'm getting. As you can see, this is the logic behind it. So I have actually inside the indicator added three game modes, as I call it. There is Armageddon, as you can see. That would be this one here, where everything looks an absolute mess, but it gives you all of the potential reversal points. So if you're interested in the divergences that are created or detected ABCs, the Fibonacci levels for each and every part of the pattern, they're all there ready for you to have a look at, just inside of these little bubbles here. It also gives you Fibonacci pull outs here, which I will explain in a video. The idea of this is that I'm going to do a live stream on my inside my Discord. The links to Discord and Patreon, if you want to be part of our Patreon to get access to this indicator and all of my other indicators, are down in the description below. I will be doing a full sort of release of this ABCD pattern and every other harmonic pattern on Sunday this week inside Discord. So the idea, like I said, is I will have a couple of modes here. We'll have a like a beginner mode, a expert mode, and Armageddon, which gives us all of these entries. So everything will be nice and tidy before I release this on Sunday. So as you can see, it gives you some great ABCD patterns. We have our patterns that look like this over here. If I pull these patterns out here, it's putting from here to here like this, giving us our entries, looking for an entry to re-happen between this red box here that you can hardly see. So if it comes down and hits inside that red box, it could give us an ABC detection. As you can see, that has, which has given us our absolute perfect entry. We've also added a little bit more logic into it. Like I said, I'm planning on adding divergences to give a better entry, because we might as well add some algo techniques behind the actual patterns to maybe give us even better entries, maybe following volume and things like that. Other things that I've added is just things like adding an EMA filter. The EMA filter will allow us to make sure that the B is above an EMA. Also a error of margin for the Fibonacci's, which give us maybe even more, maybe where a wick comes down and just slightly goes over that Fibonacci, just gives us a little tiny bit more, gives us more entries. And as we got the back tester, we'll be able to back test to see whether the Fibonacci margin error would be any good. We're also making sure that the B is below or above the X by a certain percentage, because sometimes we have what we call an ABC flat, which would look a bit like this here. If I go here, where we've got something like this here, and A comes right down to the 0, and that, which would invalidate the pattern and give us a very small risk to reward, which is something that we don't want to trade. If I continue into the settings here, we also have a minimum take profit, which I've set to 0.8%. I'm currently on the 20-minute, so that's kind of a scalping strategy. But a lot of them are a lot bigger than that. But I wanted an absolute minimum of 0.8% to make sure that I'm covering all of my fees inside of exchanges and things like that. When in crypto, 0.8% seems to be about the sort of percentage that you need to actually get profitable, unless you're using spot, and you can take that even further down at that point. Here we have our reversal zones. So PRZ stands for potential reversal zones. That was that red box that I was talking about that we draw in the Fibonacci area. If I pull our red box here, as you can see, there is one in the background just there. If I go over here, there's one here. They've got a target on them just like this, so you can see that this is the potential zone of reversal, which is just here like this. So I've coded it all in there. As you can see, like I said, bit of a mess, but everything will be nice and tidy. The most important thing today is to be able to backtest it and see what they're like. So what I'm going to do now is put up the backtesting results. Now, like I said, there is absolutely zero confluence. So this is just food for thought. maybe hopefully building the absolute best trading strategy out there. I do know a lot of big traders trade this trading strategy, and a couple of the users in our group have come up with some great ideas, like the Hammerfest pump, potential pump here, and maybe some vector candles or things like that as well. Okay, if you're ready, let's get looking at the back testing results. Drum roll, please. Off we go, and here we are. As you can see, this is why I'm kind of excited, not because there is the absolute best equity curve that I've ever seen in trading strategies, but as I know, this hasn't been added to the boilerplate. It's just a simple strategy. There is no risk management. We're literally setting our stop loss at the bottom of these red boxes, one single take profit. I haven't even set up the contract orders yet, or the percent of account, so that we can have things like that. This is the bare strict minimum for my trading strategies, just to try and back test to get the results. As you can see, we have 339% return on investment, well, on net profit, sorry. We have 254 trades, which is a great pool of trades on a single without even using the deep back tester over here. We have a 64% net profit. Now I've managed to get that all the way up to 80% win rate. So this is actually percent profitable, which is win rate. Yeah, I managed to get that all the way up to 80 by decreasing our fibs to thing, but it actually made the equity curve look less attractive to me, and I'm all about profit and not about the win rate. We have a profit factor of 1.953, which is excellent. We have a max drawdown of 22, which I'd like to decrease that to around the 10 to 15 maximum. If I go over to the performance summary over here, we can go down, we can see that Sharp ratio is 1.29, which is excellent. Sortino ratio hasn't managed to calculate. We have longs and shorts, you can see the data there. Our first trade was all the way back, if I go to the bottom here, was all the way back in January 2022, and if we would have looked at the buy to hold, which we can use as a benchmark, but nowadays in crypto, who wants to use it as a benchmark? The benchmark was minus 59%. So we absolutely smashed that using the harmonic pattern, ABCD pattern. I'm sure you can tell by my voice and the way that I'm excited by this, that I'm extremely excited by these patterns and the way that this backtesting is going for a beginning. It's taken me a long while. It's taken me almost 3 weeks to code this from A to Z, but the actual results are absolutely brilliant. I'm extremely happy with the results for my very first harmonic pattern. I'm looking forward to coding all the other ones. I hope you'll join me on Discord, where I will discuss harmonic patterns as I learn more and more about them myself. I'll try and do videos explaining each and every one of them, and I'll give you the backtest testing results for every one of them. And my main goal obviously is to be able to connect these two bots so that they can trade by themselves in the background, or offer a indicator where they'll alert you when a pattern is on its way or forming, so you can get back to your computer and trade it manually if that's what you prefer. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm really happy to be back. I took a couple of days off of YouTube, well, a week off of YouTube, so that I could continue coding this. I've got loads of great new announcements in Discord happening this week and next week, like our bot is now connected to Binance, Binance Futures, to FTX, and also to Bybit, and I'll be adding loads of more exchanges as I go along. I will hopefully have KuCoin added as well by the end of this week. And that's about it, guys. I hope you have a great day. Have a great weekend. I will see you on Monday. Come and join me for the live stream inside Discord on Sunday. Take care, keep safe, keep coding, trade like a boss, and I'll see you on hopefully Sunday or maybe Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.